Let me tell you something about being invisible in your own family. It's not that they don't see you. They do. They just see through you. Like you're a window they look past to get to something better on the other side. My name is Amber, and for 28 years, I was the backdrop to my brother's spotlight. Ethan got the college fund. I got maybe community college next year. Ethan got the new Honda Civic for graduation. I got bus fare and my mother's used gym bag. When Ethan brought home a B-, it was "You tried your best, sweetheart." When I brought home straight A's, it was "Well, school comes easier to some people." I'm not bitter. Or at least, I wasn't. I just learned early that I was the supporting character in the story of Ethan's greatness. My mother once told me, actually said this out loud, that I was her practice child. Ethan was the real deal. The golden boy. The investment. So when I finally scraped together enough money for a down payment on a house, I didn't tell anyone. Not Mom. Not Ethan. Not even Cassidy, my best friend from work. I just did it. I worked 2 jobs for 4 years. I was a receptionist at a dental office during the day and a barista at the grindhouse 3 nights a week. I ate ramen. I wore the same 3 outfits on rotation. I said no to every girls' trip, every birthday dinner, every just one drink invitation. My co-workers thought I was boring. My family thought I was broke. I was neither. I was focused. The house I found was a small 3-bedroom ranch in Maplewood, a quiet neighborhood about 20 minutes outside the city. It had cream-colored siding, a red front door, and a backyard just big enough for a garden. Nothing fancy. No granite countertops or walk-in closets. But it was mine. The day I signed the closing papers, my hand shook so hard I could barely hold the pen. The realtor, a cheerful woman named Brenda, smiled at me and said, "First home." "First everything," I whispered. She squeezed my shoulder. "You did it, honey. All by yourself." I cried in the car for 20 minutes. Not sad tears. Relief tears. Freedom tears. I moved in slowly. A bed frame 1 week. A couch the next. I painted the living room a soft sage green, my favorite color. I hung curtains I picked out myself. I put my name on the mailbox. For 3 weeks, I lived in that house like it was a secret garden. I'd come home after work, unlock the door, and just breathe. No one knew where I was. No one asked me to run errands or pick up Ethan's dry cleaning or listen to my mother's hour-long phone calls about why Jamie, Ethan's wife, deserved a bigger engagement ring. It was the first time in my entire life I felt like I mattered. That feeling lasted exactly 21 days. On day 22, I walked into my house during my lunch break to grab some documents I'd forgotten. And I heard voices. Loud ones. Coming from my bedroom. I stood in the hallway, frozen, my keys still dangling from my hand. "And this," my mother's voice rang out, bright and authoritative, "will be perfect for the nursery." Nursery? My stomach dropped. I crept toward the bedroom, my heart hammering. The door was wide open. Inside, I saw 3 people moving around my space like they owned it. My mother, wearing her signature lavender cardigan, was gesturing at the walls. Jamie, Ethan's wife, was standing by the window, running her hand along the curtain rod. And some woman I didn't even recognize was taking photos on her phone. "I'm thinking soft yellow," Jamie said, smiling. "Gender neutral. We don't know what we are having yet." My mother nodded enthusiastically. "Yellow would be darling. We'll need to repaint, though. Amber has this odd obsession with dark colors." I blinked. Odd obsession? I picked sage green because it made me feel calm. "Where will Ethan's office go?" the stranger asked. "Probably the 2nd bedroom," my mother replied, waving toward the hallway. "It gets good light in the morning. Amber barely uses these rooms anyway. She's never here." I was here every night. I slept in that bedroom. I folded laundry in the 2nd room. I read on the back porch every Sunday morning with coffee I made in my kitchen. But apparently, none of that mattered. Because Ethan needed space. I took a slow, silent step backward. Then another. I slipped out the front door, closed it quietly, and walked to my car. I sat in the driver's seat, hands gripping the steering wheel, staring at my house, through the windshield. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just waited. 15 minutes later, they came out, laughing. Jamie was holding a measuring tape. The stranger was still taking pictures. My mother locked the door with a key I didn't give her. They drove away in Jamie's white Lexus. I waited another 5 minutes. Then I went back inside. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was broken. But everything felt violated. Like someone had repainted my life in colors I didn't choose. I walked into the bedroom, my bedroom, and saw a sticky note on the wall. In my mother's handwriting. Crib goes here. Clear out by Friday. Family meeting Sunday. Mom. I stared at that note for a long time. Then I peeled it off, crumpled it into a ball, and threw it in the trash. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I just pulled out my phone and Googled one thing. 24-hour locksmith near me. 4 hours later, my phone rang. Mom. I stared at her name on the screen, debating whether to answer. I answered. Sweetheart, she said, voice bright and syrupy. I hope you don't mind. We stopped by today. Jamie absolutely fell in love with the house. We've already started planning the nursery. Isn't that exciting? I said nothing. We are thinking soft yellow for the walls. Maybe some woodland creature decals. Oh, and Ethan wants the second bedroom for his office. He's been working from that cramped apartment for too long. Poor thing. I finally spoke. Why would Ethan need an office in my house? She laughed. Actually laughed. Oh, honey. Don't be dramatic. You have 3 bedrooms. You don't need all that space. And Ethan and Jamie's lease is up in 2 months. It just makes sense. Makes sense, I repeated slowly. Exactly. You're barely there anyway. You work all the time. This way, the house gets used properly. It's a win-win. I closed my eyes. Mom. I bought this house. It's in my name. I pay the mortgage. Well, yes, she said, like I was stating the obvious. But family shares, Amber. That's what we do. Don't be selfish. Selfish. The word hit me like a slap. I'd given my entire childhood to this family. I'd cooked dinners, cleaned up after everyone, babysat Ethan's friends' kids, driven my mother to appointments, lent Ethan money he never paid back. And now I was selfish for wanting to keep the one thing I'd earned on my own. I have to go, I said quietly. Wait, did you get the group chat? We are doing a painting party this weekend. Make sure you pick up supplies. Home Depot has a sale on. I hung up. Then I saw it. A new group chat notification. House transition plan. Members, Mom, Ethan, Jamie, some woman named Vanessa, and me. The messages were already flying. Mom, Saturday 9 a.m. Let's make this place baby ready. Jamie, I'm bringing muffins. Ethan, Amber, grab paint rollers and drop cloths. We'll need at least 3 gallons of buttercream yellow. Vanessa, can't wait to see the transformation. I scrolled through 20 messages. Not one of them asked me. Not one of them said thank you. They were planning to paint my house. Move their furniture in. Take over my space. And I was expected to buy the supplies. I stared at my phone for a long time. Then I typed one word. Okay. And turned off notifications. Saturday morning, 6:47 a.m. A white van pulled into my driveway. The side of the van read, Jameson Lock and Key, fast, reliable, discreet. A man in his 50s stepped out, carrying a toolbox. His name tag said Phil. You the one who called about changing all the locks? He asked. Every single one, I said. Phil raised an eyebrow. Front, back, side, garage. And the shed. And the windows if they lock. He let out a low whistle. Somebody you trying to keep out? 3 somebodies. He didn't ask questions after that. For the next 2 hours, I watched Phil work. He replaced the front door deadbolt with a smart lock, one that required a code. He changed the back door lock, the garage side entrance, even the little lock on the garden shed. When he was done, he handed me a small paper bag. Old keys, he said. In case you need proof you switched them. I took the bag. It felt heavier than it should have. "Thank you," I said. Phil nodded. "You take care of yourself, miss." After he left, I walked through the house, testing every lock. Front door, back door, garage, shed. All of them smooth. All of them new. Then I did something I never thought I'd do. I called a security company. By noon, I had cameras installed. One on the front porch, one on the back door, one facing the driveway. The technician showed me how to access the feed from my phone. "You'll get alerts if anyone approaches the property," he said. Perfect. I sat on my couch, staring at the camera app on my phone. Then I made one more call. Maplewood Police non-emergency line. "Hi," I said. "I just want to document something. I own a home at 428 Oak Ridge Lane. I've changed all my locks because some family members have been entering without permission. I want it on record that no one has my consent to be here." The officer took my information, asked a few questions, and filed a report. When I hung up, I felt lighter. I wasn't being cruel. I was being smart. And I was ready. At 9:14 a.m., my phone buzzed. Camera alert, motion detected, front porch. I opened the app. There they were. Mom, Ethan, and Jamie, walking up my driveway like they owned the place. Ethan carried 2 gallons of paint. Jamie held a box of muffins. My mother had a tote bag overflowing with paintbrushes. I watched them climb the porch steps. My mother reached for the door handle. It didn't turn. She jiggled it. Still nothing. She knocked. "Amber? Honey, the door's stuck." I sat on my couch, phone in hand, and waited. She knocked harder. "Amber, open up." I stood, walked to the door, and opened it. Just a crack. Enough to see their faces. "Oh good, you're home," my mother said, trying to push past me. "The lock must be broken. We need to." I didn't move. "It's not broken." She blinked. "What?" "The lock works fine." Ethan frowned. "Then let us in. We've got a lot to do today." I looked at him. Really looked at him. My older brother. The golden child. The one who never had to fight for anything because it was always handed to him. "No." Jamie laughed nervously. "Amber, don't be weird. We brought muffins." "I don't want muffins." My mother's face hardened. "Amber, move." I stood straighter. "This is my house. I bought it. I didn't invite you. And you're not coming in." Silence. Ethan's face flushed. "Are you serious right now?" "Completely." My mother's voice dropped to that cold, clipped tone she used when she was done pretending to be nice. "We are family. You don't lock family out. You don't take family's house without asking." She stared at me like I'd just spoken a foreign language. "We weren't taking it," she said slowly. "We were sharing it. There's a difference." "Did you ask me?" "We shouldn't have to ask. That's what family does." I shook my head. "No. Family respects each other. You didn't respect me. You walked into my house without permission. You made plans without consulting me. You expected me to just hand it over." Jamie's voice cracked. "But we already bought the paint." I almost laughed. "Then return it." Ethan stepped forward, his jaw tight. "You're being ridiculous. And you're being entitled." His eyes widened. I don't think anyone had ever said that to him before. My mother tried one last time. "Amber, open this door. Now." I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized something. She didn't see me as a daughter. She saw me as a resource. "No," I said quietly. "And if you don't leave, I'll call the police." Ethan scoffed. "You wouldn't." I pulled my phone out of my pocket and held it up. "Try me." 4-5 long seconds, no one moved. Then my mother turned on her heel and walked away. Ethan and Jamie followed. I closed the door, locked it, and exhaled. For 2 weeks, my phone was silent. No calls, no texts, no family emergency voicemails. It was the quietest my life had ever been. And honestly, it felt amazing. I painted the third bedroom a deep navy blue. I bought plants for the kitchen. I hung up photos I liked, not ones my mother picked out. I cooked dinner for myself. I watched movies on my couch. I woke up on Saturday mornings and drank coffee in my backyard. For the first time in my life, I wasn't waiting for someone to need me. I was just living. But on a Tuesday afternoon, I found an envelope in my mailbox. No stamp. Just my name, written in my mother's perfect cursive. I stared at it for a long time before opening it. Inside was a single piece of stationery. Lavender. Her favorite color. The note was short. I didn't realize you wanted to live your own life. I thought you understood what family meant. I guess I was wrong. I guess you never really needed us at all. Mom. I read it 3 times. Then I sat down at my kitchen table and wrote back. I didn't want to live my own life. I always lived my own life. You just never noticed. I didn't need you less. I needed you to respect me more. There's a difference. Amber. I sealed the envelope, walked to her house, and slipped it through the mail slot. I didn't wait for a response. I just went home. 3 months later, I hosted my first dinner party. Not a family dinner. Not an obligation. Just me, Cassidy, 2 co-workers, and a guy named Levi I'd been seeing for a few weeks. We ate pasta. We laughed. We played board games. And when everyone left, Levi stayed to help me clean up. This place is really nice, he said, drying a plate. How long have you been here? Almost 6 months. You do it all yourself? The painting, the decorating. I smiled. Every bit. He looked around, impressed. That's really cool, Amber. And for the first time, I felt it. Not cool because someone else said so, but because I knew it was true. A week later, my mother called. I almost didn't answer, but I did. Hi, Mom. Her voice was softer than I expected. Hi, sweetheart. Silence. Then she sighed. I've been thinking a lot. About what you said. About respect. I waited. I don't know if I'll ever fully understand why you felt like you had to lock us out. But I'm trying. It wasn't an apology, but it was something. Okay, I said. Maybe we could have coffee sometime. Just us. I thought about it. Maybe, I said. I'll let you know. When we hung up, I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel guilty. I just felt steady. I walked through my house, touching the walls I'd painted, the furniture I'd chosen, the life I'd built. This house didn't just belong to me. For the first time in my life, I belonged to me. And if anyone ever asked why I changed the locks? Simple. Because the door was always open, until someone tried to walk in like they owned the place. Now they knock. And I decide if they get to come in.